Welcome to Project Work With Us.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Allison. Come with us as we annoy our friends Jenny and Kyla, real estate agents.
Hi, I'm Jenny Downs. I work for One West in Mansfield, Texas.
And I'm Kyla Billingsley. I work for Keller Williams, Dallas Metro North. And we're real estate agents.
Can you give us a basic description of your career?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I am a real estate agent and I help people buy and sell homes.
All right. Yep. Now, is it pronounced realtor or realtor?
It's realtor.
Realtor.
Do not emphasize the
Realtor.
Yeah, it's not realtor.
There's
There's no syllable. It's realtor.
And you actually can't use that designation unless you pay your dues to the national.
That's right. Not everyone's
Not
a
everybody
realtor.
is a realtor.
You can be a real
But everyone is
You're a real estate
Yeah,
agent.
you can be a real estate agent.
But not
what
everyone
is
is a realtor.
Fun fact.
That we actually had to take an oath. Like you had to hold your
Is
hand
it
up and everything.
trademarked?
It is
Realtor,
trademarked.
That's
Yeah,
what it
the
is.
R.
So you can't use it unless you're with that.
Associated.
Yeah.
NAR,
NAR.
National Association of Realtors. No. That's
Got it.
So
That is a good
realtors
word.
are a member of an association. Real
Correct.
estate agents are not.
Correct.
That's all the differences?
Yes.
You do have to have a little bit more training. Like
Mhm.
there's trainings that go into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
Basically,
definitely
good.
things that we are, like you said, the oath
Mhm.
that we have to do as a NAR member that other real estate agents are not bound to do.
A lot of it has to do with ethics.
And what type of education or training is required for this career? So that's
We had to look it up, 180 hours. There's 6 different courses that are required. And it is 180 hours. Jenny actually did hers online.
I did.
But I do not focus well, so I did mine in person. And so I went in and I'm a social butterfly too. So
Which I think is what they recommend.
They-
Most
yeah.
brokers will say, do it in person, get the most out of it, because you can do Q&A. You can, the instructors will stop the class and explain a little bit further.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned a lot from the stories in the class, just from people
okay.
sharing a story. Well, my so and so did this, and this was, and I learned a lot from people's stories.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there a big cost difference between online or in person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
More expensive in person?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What is the path that led you here? So y'all can each kind of answer that.
So I actually probably for the last almost 20 years, I've had friends that were in the industry say your personality is perfect for this. Will you please go to school? Will you join my team? Will you in some capacity? But it just wasn't time for me because of my family. It just wasn't the right timing. I had 3 kids under the age of 3. They're all very active. We didn't have family in the state. We were new here. And so it just didn't feel like, who am I to tell you where to buy a house when I just moved here?
Yeah.
And then once I got settled, my kids were busy. I worked at the church. It wasn't time. And now my kids are all big and have their driver's license and nobody needs me. So I'm what am I going to do when I grow up?
I need
So-
some plans to meet me.
I'm somebody need me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my path.
Yeah. Mine was, I kind of always knew I was going to be a realtor. But for me, it was just a natural next step. And really, I did it to see if I could accomplish it. It was kind of a personal goal to see how far I could stretch myself. And then once I was in it, I was like, there's no going back.
Okay.
And I have been in a lot of different professions. I've done a lot of different things.
What are some of those?
I've been a paralegal for a short time. I have been floral designer. I own my own floral design business, and we focused on weddings. It was a 1-woman show.
Oh, wow.
So that was fun.
Jason was the muscle.
Jason was the muscle, yeah, and he loved that. And then what else have I done? Ministry. I was in ministry for a while, and a foster parent for 4 years. And I've done a lot of different things. So I feel like it's the perfect for me. I'm older, and my kids I'm almost an empty nester, and so I have the time to really focus on my clients like I want to. So.
Nice. So how long have you each been in real estate?
For me, I'm going on 5 years.
Okay.
This is my 2nd year. Yeah.
Let's take it on the continuing education that you mentioned. What is required of you?
So the first 2 years, you have to have 98 hours.
Okay.
They just added a new 30-hour brokerage class that is new. So that added 30 hours to that.
Wow.
But I actually just took that because I'm in my first 2 years, and it was actually really good. And legal, you got to do legal updates, legal 1 and 2. And then the other ones were electives that you could choose. So on inspections or one of the things we talked about, there's different avenues that you can go with real estate. So like we do more residential, but you could do commercial, and that's just another ball game. Like, so you might focus on that, or farm and ranch, or so there's different classes that you could take for different accreditations, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
And a contracts class, you have to take.
Yeah, contracts class.
Go over contracts.
Is
Because
that
they're
every
always
year,
changing.
or it's
Just it's in with the 2 year.
In the 2 year, and then after the first 2 years, every 2 years you have to have so many after that too.
Okay.
But it's not 98
intense,
hours.
yeah.
It's like, I think it's like 30 or something like that. Yeah.
And now, is there a choice to do those online or in person?
Yeah, and a lot of times, either your brokerage that you work with will host some, or some of the title title companies will bring people in. I've done one that was on inspections, that like at a title company where they brought an inspector in to explain different things that you want to look for.
Yeah, it's just like a CE credit.
Yeah, continued education. Yeah.
So with the renewal and all the CEs you have to have and paying your dues and fees, how much would you say it takes to keep up your license?
To launch your license, really, like the advice I was given was to make sure that I had 6 months of savings saved up before I even started, because it takes you a while to get going, and the startup fees in the beginning are shocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was like, I think we looked it up, and looking back, I think it was like $2,000.
Okay.
Just to,
And plus, you're not
get
making
going.
money.
Yeah,
right.
So that's the thing.
you're
I
already
think
30 days
you don't
behind,
have a bunch
even if you
of
get a closing
clients,
method.
right? You don't have a bunch of clients to start off with.
Now,
so.
having said that, Jenny did tell me once you sell your first house, you'll have paid for school and those fees.
what would you say is the average salary and benefits? And I know it will vary widely based on, like you were saying.
Yeah,
How much
definitely.
yourself.
It's definitely how much work do you want to put into it, because it can be endless. Like my team leader is a top producer in like the Fort Worth area, and but then if you do it part time, like it's different.
It's so
and we
hard.
don't get insurance. You're self-employed, so you do
So
have
you
to
need to
keep.
budget
Yeah,
for that.
you need to budget for that.
And
your
your
taxes.
1099, you have to put away,
It's not a W-2 where they pull your taxes out, so we need to like take that. You get this check and you think like, oh great, but like so much of it comes out for
Right.
taxes and insurance. And
there definitely is a cost to being a realtor. There's definitely fees and stuff you have to pay for. But there's also like all these things that are like shiny objects that people sell that you could get all wrapped up into, which is what I did the first year. I didn't purchase a lot of stuff, but I was so distracted by like buying this person's system and this, like
Yeah.
and this marketing package and like all the things, because you're not just, unfortunately, a real estate agent. You're also a, tax person, and you wear all
your
these
social
hats.
media, like you're a social media manager. You're and so
Content.
yeah, because you want people to be able to find
Right,
you.
you're marketing
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Getting yourself out
I
there.
remember just thinking, like, when I was first licensed and working, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what do I do? You don't have clients.
Yeah.
You don't know where they are.
And
you don't
school
know.
actually doesn't teach you
No, it
a
doesn't.
lot.
It never
Like
does.
it's crazy how much I didn't know. Like
Yeah.
you really, the biggest advice that I got, I think, was like, make sure that you find a team that like you feel like you can grow on, and make sure you find somewhere where you're going to get training, because that's going to, like, somebody you can pick the phone up when you're in the middle of a contract and you're like, help. And so
So tell us about your work-life balance.
I try to set business hours and set expectations with clients in the beginning, but there are times that doesn't, it bleeds over and doesn't quite work. But I have set office days. I've set, home office days, going into the office and all of that. So I don't think you're ever like balanced. I think it's just, you set your priorities and boundaries in the beginning and then work around them.
Okay.
And I think it's more like letting your clients know when you're available.
there's not a lot of real estate emergencies that can be settled after the hours of like 8. So sometimes it's just like, okay, we can't really do anything, because you have to wait for the title company to open in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. So like, but a lot of times it's just settling people's nerves too.
Okay,
Just kind of,
just
because they don't, the average person does this. It used to be every 7 years, but the data that just came out said that it's going towards 14 years, that people are moving every 14 years. And so you think of like, we do this every day. And so something like that feels trivial to us, they haven't done it in 14 years. So they're like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do about whatever? And like,
So do you set aside when you do work hours? Because I would imagine most people are more available to like go look at houses evenings and weekends. Do you set aside certain, days of the week to do that, or do most people take off work a day to go look at houses? Or how
Shani's a little bit, because she's been in it longer, she has a lot more repeat buyers. And so she can set hers a little bit different than I can. In the beginning, when you're starting out, a lot of times you get clients from open houses. And so those are mostly on the weekends. And so, but I do have availability to say, oh, I can work this weekend, this weekend, this weekend. I actually was just talking to my team like, hey, these are the dates that I have open because I have a tournament in Austin this day. I have,
Okay.
a college tour this day. And so you can be flexible. But again, that's because I'm not the sole provider for my family too. So it's different if you're trying to be
The sole
the
provider.
sole provider.
Mhm.
And
Then
so
you would have to a
you
little
would-
more hustle in the
Mhm.
beginning, or a
Yeah.
lot more hustle in the beginning. But
Yeah.
then as you progress in your career, you may be able to set more
boundaries,
boundaries and maybe not work as many
Mhm.
evenings or weekends.
Yeah.
So what sort of physical or mental toll does this career have on your body or your mental state, do you feel like?
Physical, I don't think it really is. I
No.
mean, we're sitting
Typing
a lot.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
but we're
Driving.
also, there's a balance because you're also up, looking at houses and mental. I mean, there is that aspect of when the market is down, you're down.
Yeah.
And it's hard to stay in it. It's hard to stay positive. When you think, where am I going to get my next client? Where are the people? Where are they? It's hard mentally on you because you think your automatic default is, what am I doing wrong? But it's the market.
Right. There's a lot you
know,
can't
and
control.
That's why
There's
it's
a lot,
important to be on
yeah.
a team too and talking to people
Yes.
because then you would, if you were in a silo, you'd feel like it was just happening to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
But then you look up and you're like, oh, inventory's low. Like everybody's
It's happening
having this
to
problem.
Nobody's
It's not just
buying
that
right
people
now.
don't like
or-
me.
Yeah, it's very, you do have to stay, and especially people like us who are people pleasers, and like
Mhm.
my first go to is, what's wrong with me?
Right.
What didn't they like?
Mhm.
Why is nobody calling me?
Yeah.
It's hard to stay positive and remember that you are good at what you do, and you are the best client. You are the best realtor for your client.
So when the market is down or just you're having a slow patch with low clients, is there a recommendation that you would give to someone with how much they should be putting aside every time they sell a house? Like, hey, put back a certain amount for those dry months where
Mhm.
you're not selling as many houses, like percentage or that is recommended?
Well, I automatically take 15% off the top and put it away. That's
Okay.
just for taxes or unforeseen things or
Mhm.
courses that I want to take or
Okay.
anything like that. But I think it depends on your situation and what you already have in a nest egg, and then what But try to keep your business as separate as you can, and have it not bleed into your like your family finances.
Yeah.
Now,
for
some of
sure.
the day-to-day things, I think the obvious things people think about are showing houses, meeting with people that want to sell their house, going to the title agency, helping, fill in the contracts and things. But what about, how much time do you spend kind of driving around researching online for new developments, or just keeping up with the city you're in and what the city is going to be building? So that, like, do you do that so that you can tell them, hey, there's going to be a Walmart being built back here, there's going to be like that type of thing as well?
Yeah, Jenny and I actually have gone to city council meetings together. They're trying to renovate downtown Mansfield to be a more walkable area. And they wanted the city's input. And we just wanted to hear like the plans and stuff. So we've gone to like a lot of things like that together, because you do need to be kind of an expert in that area.
What is the best part of your career?
The most fun thing
The
that
most
you
fun
like
thing.
This
enjoy
right
doing.
here.
Yeah, just
Being able to talk about-
relationships and just we were jokingly saying like closing table, but it's not even that. Like my favorite is like, I love to get like a champagne bottle and like go to their front door and then they shake the champagne bottle everywhere, and just like that is my favorite part. Or like I have one right now, I'm like, did you get a new couch? Like, because I want to see what the new couch looks like in that living room. Like send me pictures, or when they renovate, or just watching them live their life. When they take pictures of their little ones in front of the door on Halloween and their thing, I'm like, oh, we found that door. Like we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My best is definitely showing houses and marketing stuff. I love
That
to
side
do
of the
like,
job.
I love to do like Canva. I can get lost in Canva. Like, pull
Love
me
it.
out.
Canva's pretty cool.
It is
Yeah,
pretty fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I've gotten really good about managing my time on things that I love to do about the work and things that I need to do.
Mhm.
So that's important to recognize. Even though you love to do it, it's not necessarily going to benefit you in the end.
Mhm.
Maybe you could just spend 10 minutes doing it and get the same result.
So the flip side of that question is like your least favorite part of the job, or something you wish you could change about the job.
Yeah, networking with
Networking.
other professionals in the business is important. And
Mhm.
I don't hate it, but it's my
Right,
least
it's just
favorite.
it takes
If
a
I
lot
was to
out of you.
choose,
Right.
I wouldn't choose that to do a lot of.
Yeah.
And cold calling.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I
don't do it very much.
You do the
If-
text. Hey, we found your
I won't
property.
do it.
I will
I will not.
call. I'll call. I'll do
Jenny
it.
has done it.
I've done it. It's not
She's
my
put in her
favorite,
time.
but
So my form of that
I
is a
hate it.
little different. Like I will, I'm better. Like on the phone, I'm so awkward and
Me
I hate my
too.
voice on video. Like I'm sure this is gonna suck for me. But in person, like I can talk to a freaking wall.
Me
like
too.
I can talk
Yeah.
to anybody. And so
And
yeah.
it gives like door knocking and that kind of thing. I can do that all day long. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like I can, but the phone.
The phone is bad. I
You
mean,
do
no
have
one.
to answer your phone too a lot
Yeah.
because it's
And
a
I hate
title
talking on the
company
phone,
or
but
it's
I have to.
somebody that saw your sign and
You
they
have to
want to
answer
talk
all
about
the
you have to
unknown
answer it all the time. So
What is the biggest misconception about your job?
so we just open doors. I think
Mhm.
that is one of the like most fun parts of it sometimes.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of paperwork, like the behind the scenes, like just the 1 to 4 contract, which is like the residential contract for just to buy a house, is 11 pages long, and like you need to know how to explain
Mhm.
that. And then there's supporting documents that go with that, that amendments and flood disclosures, and that. So that's, I mean, there can be easy 70 pages
Mhm.
that
By the
you
time
need to
you're
know
done.
how to explain and
And make
you
sure
know,
they're completed correctly. 'Cause that
yes,
could really
yes.
Oh,
screw
There's
over the
so
client
many
if
little
you
boxes
Yeah.
that you
don't
just
have and they sign it.
and the font's like 0.11 and
Yeah.
there's like a little tiny box right here and like
Yeah.
that's the one that you're gonna
Mhm.
lose all
the
your
fine
money
print
if it's,
is a real
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you really have to be knowledgeable about that part of it.
I think another misconception too is that you don't hire a realtor,
Oh yeah.
that you just use the person for the time for the house. And one of my missions is to change that perception, that you have an attorney, you have a tax guy, you have, and they're your person. And it should be the same for real estate agents.
So
On that note too, I think we've had this conversation before. People think like somebody texted me and was like, is your brokerage hiring? And I kind of laughed and I'm like, oh yeah, they're always hiring. But some of the best advice that I got when I was in school is when you go to a brokerage, like they're not, they'll kind of act like they're interviewing you, but you are actually interviewing them. You are your own business and you are seeing who can get you the furthest, what education do you have? What are your desk fees? What,
because
like
they'll take as many realtors.
they will take
because
as
it
many,
doesn't cost them.
yeah,
It
because
doesn't.
they make money off of it.
There's a split. And
Yeah.
so all
Yeah.
brokerages
And
are not created equal for sure for this
Yes.
split.
For the commission split. So
Yes.
the brokerage, just for people that don't know, the brokerage does get a commission,
Mhm.
part of your commission.
Yeah, so when
and
you-
that can vary.
Mhm.
Probably, I would imagine the newer you are, they take maybe a larger
yes,
cut, depending on if they're
Some of-
offering training for you.
some of them do have a cap, so if you make it to this cap, then
Mhm.
but it
We
just
do.
depends. So you have to ask all those questions. Like you are interviewing them, they are not interviewing you.
What are some ways that you could fail at this career?
Mhm.
You have to pay your dues. You have to, because you have to have a background check if you commit a felony or they'll yank that right up.
You have to be honest and ethical
Very
and have
honest.
a bone of morality, because there's 15,000 different ways that you could say the wrong thing or lead a client in the wrong direction.
And then you've already given, I feel like, a lot of advice for someone that's interested in pursuing this career. But let's say that we have, a high school student that is going to graduate. What kind of advice do you have for them, especially in my mind, if I was going to purchase a house? I feel like age of the realtor could be a deterrent if they seem very young, because it is such a large purchase. And like you mentioned, knowing the area, having experience with buying and selling your own personal residences. What kind of advice would you have for a young person that's wanting to go into real estate?
I mean, it is difficult for young people because their sphere of influence is young people. That aren't buying houses. But there are different aspects of being an agent that you can start doing. You can do leases, and that kind of gets your feet wet with contracts and dealing with clients and helping people find, showing the homes and all the things. You can also go into like transaction coordination where you're doing the back end, which is what my daughter does. She's younger and does she got her license and she went to go work for a broker and she's like, I don't like this. Like, I don't feel like this is it, but she loves real estate.
Okay.
And so she became a transaction coordinator and learned everything she could about contracts. And so she does the back end office stuff. She doesn't meet with clients. She talks to clients every now and then on the phone, but she basically just make sure that we're in compliance and the contracts are right and everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So there's different things that you can go into if you don't want to just jump into being an agent right away, because you don't have that base of clients, but stick with it and learn all you can learn. And then when you get the first client, do every, like,
And you'll be so knowledgeable. It'll almost be a
and you'll
greater
convince
benefit.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, convincing them and being confident in what you know, really can help go along.
And
with
the experience that you gain along the way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, do you have any favorite products or tools that you feel like make your job easier, your day easier, whether that's like a fun cup you like to use or a service like an online scheduling service or any kind of like
Canva for sure,
For sure,
is
Canva.
worth its weight 100%.
Chat GPT.
Yes, we are obsessed with
Yes.
it. We are obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you don't use it exactly there, it kind of helps just get the juices flowing so that,
Give you some
I
ideas.
don't like if somebody uses it, like a lot of people use it for listing, like descriptions, you can totally
It's
tell
so
who's
obvious.
using it. It's
Yeah.
so
Really?
obvious. But like sometimes it'll give me a keyword or something that I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
That's what I do with it too.
Yeah. I never copy and paste directly from, and you can
No.
tell who is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's a beneficial tool if you use it as a tool, like
Yes,
spell
it's
check.
a tool.
Like,
Exactly.
like you write it, like I have used it before where I've written rough draft, I've edited it, and then I put it in there
Mm-hmm.
to zhuzh it up some more.
Yeah.
And then you still, because
And
it'll
change
use
the
like,
tone.
it'll use weird vocabulary words sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like no one ever says that. And
Yes.
you've used it like 3 times. in this
Sometimes I tell
paragraph.
it like,
Stop.
make it in a sarcastic tone because that's
I didn't
who
know
I
you could
am.
do that.
Oh, totally,
I didn't know you
totally.
could do
I'm
that.
like, hey, can you make it a little bit more sarcastic? And then it's usually what
That's
I would
hilarious.
say.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, we have to try that.
That's interesting. Yeah. I didn't know you
Yeah,
could do that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us a funny or heartwarming story from being a realtor?
We like funny.
Funny.
Yes.
Like, could you walk in and like to show a house
The
and
floor
somebody
drops
was like,
out from under you.
walking around naked or something? I don't
So
know.
the craziest thing that's happened to me is a cat got out, a kitten, and I had to chase it. But I was asking, I asked my team lead, and she did say that she went to a house. She was like 3 minutes early, but she was like, I rang the doorbell. Like we always do that just to make
Yeah.
sure, and nobody answered. And so she was like, thank God I had gotten to the door first. And I opened the door and there was like a guy that came out in his towel and he was like, oh, and she was like, he had all the expletives and he was like, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. Like, sorry. He literally ran out of the house in his towel and got in his car and left.
Oh no.
And so she was laughing because the floors, I guess, were like dark. And so you could see his footprints like running to the garage. And she was like, it was just like,
You had time to put clothes on.
yeah,
It's
she was like, I was
fine.
trying
guy.
to like not laugh, not look, be like, hey, you have time to get dressed. And he just took off in his towel.
That is
So,
funny.
yeah.
I couldn't handle that.
Terrible. Oh my
Job had a theme song. What would it be?
Mine is I'm in a hurry to get things done. And I would sing it, but I'm not.
What did I send you that Jewel song the other day?
I
I also sent her the pink, like, I came in like a Is that it? Pink?
No! It's Katy Perry.
That's Katy Perry.
I think it's Miley Cyrus. Definitely Miley.
Your theme song is
A lot. Oh, you remember me?
And I
For you. I feel like when I walk into a house, me personally, and a lot of my clients, they know by like the first like 10 steps. Like I've had clients that, nope, I'm out the first 10 steps.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it was meant for you. Yeah. It's a Jewel.
I love Jewel. I went to one of her concerts.
This is really dating us.
Thanks for coming to work with us. If you would like us to join you at work, then work your way into our DMs.